Welcome back to the Ranch It Up Radio Show, the most information packed into a 30-minute program that you can find at your All Things Ranching newscast, and so glad to be hanging out with y'all. Questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, rants, it doesn't matter. Give us a call or a text. That phone number is 707-RANCH-20. That's 707-726-2420. The email, ranchitupshow@gmail.com, and prowling around social media at Ranch It Up Show. Getting in the cattle business, it's relatively easy for the most part. Buy cattle, get them to their next destination, like the feed yard, pasture, what have you, and then sell cattle. Bam! Y'all got yourself in the cattle business, but staying in the cattle business is the tough part. Now, what about getting in the seed stock business with a young family and staying in that business? That is the story of Dry Creek Ranch from Amidon, North Dakota. Max and Haley Robison have all the makings for success: the passion, the drive, commitment, tenacity, talent, stubbornness. I'm going to throw that in there too. And the business is Red Angus seed stock for Max and Haley. And now they grew up using various different breeds and finally decided that Red Angus is where they need to position themselves. And they're going after this dream full time. Now, did I mention that they are a young couple starting off completely on their own? Now, they're using every available tool that they can right now to improve their genetics of their cow base, from AI to embryo transfer to genomically enhanced EPDs. And this is where the story gets inspiring. So, Max, hey, thanks for taking time away from the cattle and getting ready for your private treaty sale and your leather shop. We'll tell you all about that in just a few minutes as well, to sit and visit with us and tell your story. So let's just jump right into this. Most people starting in the cattle business, they purchase commercial cows and they get themselves a bull, and there you go, they're in the business. But you and Haley, oh no, it is tough to get in the seed stock business starting out. Let's just dive right into this, because let's be honest, the amount of money that you need to put towards your seed stock, towards your brood cows, why didn't you and Haley just go down the road of getting some commercial cows, try to get your numbers built up, try to, kind of move that cash flow? You decided, nope, we are going to get in the Red Angus business. We're going to raise bulls, and this is the avenue we're going to go down. That's a tough one. Why did you decide to go that way versus maybe just on the commercial side and then maybe slowly build into the seed stock side?
Well, originally, so we, like you said, we kind of started with very little. We had some grass to run on, Haley's family's grass, and she had some red cows, and it was just one of those things. We grew very slowly, and I mean, we're still in the growth, but it was one of those things that we could get, I guess we could find better types in smaller bunches if they were registered. And then visiting with the guy, he and his family run a lot of cattle. And I was talking to him, I said, man, this kind of stinks. We got, 30 head of cows, and it's just tough. And he says, well, you're in a unique situation where you can be very, very picky about what you buy and the type of cattle you bring in. He said, we're at a scale where if we need cows, we need a lot of them, and we can't be as picky. He says, you can be super picky now and build your herd exactly how you want it.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And so that was probably the best thing I'd heard to that point, because it didn't make me feel so bad that we're a smaller producer and just building slowly. But we did it that way. And then, of course, like you said, cash is king and cash flow. And if you can't have many cows, you should have cows that can produce the most for what you have. And so we figured that registered was probably, yes, it's a large input, but looking at it now, the cows we bought, I don't think any of the bred cows that we've bought in the past are cost any more than your run-of-the-mill commercial cows right now. But 2-3 years ago, that was a lot of money, and now it doesn't look so bad, and they will we're able to get higher value calves out of that. And just with being very selective with what we breed to, I guess there's a lot of, in every breed, there's some really, really hot sires, hot cow lines. And to us, we are building, and to go along with having a cow herd that we're still building, we select bulls that will produce females. And if we get a good bull as a byproduct, those are the ones that we are comfortable selling. We do use a couple sires that are more on the growth terminal side, but we know that there are producers that they need those type of bulls, so we're going to use them. But a lot of our bull selection goes into, will they make good females, and then go on from there. So we try to follow what's going on in the breed, but we want to make sure that we're selecting cattle that work for us, that do well in our environment, and that we like, and hopefully somebody else likes them too. And that's kind of been our mentality.
And I need to bring this up to you and Haley. It has not been easy for the two of you. I mean, you have had to grit your teeth. You said you had the opportunity to have a little bit of grass from Haley's family, but I know what that's like. That's a lot of times just a little bit of grass, where you have had to start from scratch, from nothing. That's a good thing in a way, like you said, where the old gentleman mentor for you said you can build it however you want, but then on the other side, it takes a long time to build that. So I've enjoyed watching your family, new in the business, grow and grit your teeth and bite in and try to do the best that you can. And one of the things that a lot of us have to do is we have to offset our farm and ranch income another way. And so you've got a saddle shop and you have done leather work for a long time. Still waiting on some projects that I put your way, Max. Just going to put that out there and I'll put you on the spot. I've been waiting this for how many months? But no, in all seriousness, you have to kind of maintain the saddle shop too, just to keep cash flow coming, to keep lights on in the house and food on the table.
And that's, well, I had worked for North Dakota Extension for a few years, and we were to the point where I think it was 3 years ago now, I was sitting in the office and we had a beautiful fall. It was warm weather all the way through, I think up until December. And I was thinking of all the projects that I could be doing at home so that I wouldn't have to make my life easier in the winter. And just thinking about it, we ran the numbers, and I'd been doing my leather stuff on the side, of course. And Haley kind of said, well, she built me a website, and we decided to make that jump, so to speak. And it's turned out really well. I do a bunch of custom stuff, and yes, I'm a little slower than some, because the big thing to me is we're stewards of the cattle first. They rely on us, and I need to be taking care of them to the best of my ability first. And the leather stuff, I will get all the projects done at some point. I'm not as bad as some saddle makers that it's 5-6 years down the road, but
so are you saying put your orders in now for Christmas of 2025? Is that what you're saying, Max?
Yes. Well, and by then, summer is a great time to order for Christmas. But yeah, it's been a very good supplemental income for us, and it's something that, especially during calving, is pretty easy because I can keep a fire rolling in the shop all day and go out and do my checks, and hopefully I don't have any problems to deal with and get right back to work.
We're talking the Dry Creek Ranch. You're having your private treaty sale, an actual kind of a sanctioned day. You've got for your numbers, you've got 20 plus bulls that are out there, really superior genetics. I went through the sale book myself. I'm familiar with them. It's on March 1st. So tell us a little bit about this. I know videos and catalog information is available at ranchchannel.com. But on March 1st, you've got kind of an open house. And so is this for friends and neighbors to come over? And do you have the bulls priced? Is that where you're at, where, okay, this pan is so much, this pan is so much, this pan is so much?
If people want to come view bulls, they're welcome at any time now. And then on the 1st, we'll start taking if guys want to buy a bull, they can come look at them and get a hold of me at 2:00. That's kind of when the open house starts, and that's when the bulls are open to purchase. I think we'll have them penned up in sire groups, and then we'll have a price sheet for each of the bulls. The last 2 years have been fairly miserable as far as the weather goes, so maybe March 1st will be a little nicer. I'm hoping that we hit about 45 degrees that day, no wind, and the snow's melted off, but we'll see what happens there. But yes, we'll have everything available to view. We'll have the supplement sheet on all of them, so we'll have scrotal and frame scores and things like that, and all the updated EPDs on those cattle. And then we can kind of talk about anything that we have out there that's out of one of our brood cows. Kind of visit a little bit about what those cows have produced in the past and how they've done.
Well, you and Haley are in a unique position just to kind of land the plane where having a private treaty sale, obviously with just some limited numbers, where I know that your goal is eventually to have the production sale environment, and you're doing everything right to be able to eventually get there. But I do got to say, with the private treaty option, it requires potential buyers to develop a relationship with you and your family, because there is that one-on-one. There's not that instantaneous, that 30 seconds, make a decision when we're selling bulls. So you're in a unique position there, Max, and because you're building your clientele, your customer base, based on a lot of customer service, because there is that one-on-one. You physically are visiting with every single person that may be interested in a bull. And you know what they say, slow is fast and fast is slow. And you're doing everything right to build exactly where you need to go. And having the opportunity just to visit with people one-on-one, I think, is making all the difference in the world.
That's what we like the best about it, because a guy can call and on a certain bull, and then I can ask them a little bit about their program, or Haley can, and see exactly what they're after, what they're wanting to develop. And we're able to, maybe this one might work a little better for you, or these other two might fit your scenario a little bit better. But yeah, I like that personal interaction, and knowing, I want to learn about the producer's program or the customer's program as much as I can, because I don't want to send them just any bull. I want them to be able to find one that will work the best for their operation, because like you said, it's about building that relationship with your clients. You get to learn a little bit more, and then of course the customer gets to learn how we run things and how we try to develop things, and then they get to determine if that will work for their scenario.
Max Robison with the Dry Creek Ranch. Max, thanks so much for sharing your story. Their private treaty sale is coming up March 1st, and their videos, sale book, and all pertinent information can be found on ranchchannel.com. If you have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to give Max a call. And yes, his contact information and texting information is readily available at ranchchannel.com. Max, good luck on the upcoming sale. Now it's time for a break. When we come back, we talk current feeder and fat cattle prices, more cattle for sale, and just a lot more of the cow stuff right here on the Ranch It Up Radio Show. Keep it locked.